Ozzy Osbourne once said in an interview, I don't think we, as in Black Sabbath, ever got a good review, which is why I don't bother with reviews. And I think that's an excellent reminder for all of us that we don't have to listen to the feedback of other people to recognize that we are freaking rock stars in our own right. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanza. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. If you haven't already, please make sure you make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button. Give the bell a few kisses so you're not missing any of this content designed to help you with your mental health or help you help someone else. Today, in light of the tragic passing of Ozzy Osbourne, I wanted to go back and do a reaction to a song I've never heard, which is quite a few of them because I never really dove too far into his discography. I've done a couple reactions here on the channel. I watched a couple episodes of the Osbournes way back in the early 2000s. I had a really good friend that was into Ozzy, and a lot of people here on the channel have been saying you've got to react to this song. And I know quite a few of you were saying to do the live version from his last concert, but I can't find a clean version of it. So I'm just going to do this, and then I'm just going to watch a clip from the concert so I can kind of get the energy of his final performance. So changing things up, doing things a little bit differently this time, but I'm going to be reacting to Mama, I'm Coming Home, the original version, and then I'll watch a clip from the concert just to, like I said, get that energy and hold space and honor him with his final performance, because even though I never really resonated with his work, I can still admire him for the legend that he was. I can still acknowledge that. So this is my first time hearing Mama, I'm Coming Home by Ozzy Osbourne.
Times have changed and times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Mama, I'm coming home. Time's gone by, it seems to be. You could have been a better friend to me. Mama, I'm coming home. You took me in and you drove me out, yeah, you had me hypnotized, yeah. Lost and found and turned around by the fire in your eyes. You made me cry, you told me lies.
Okay, I feel like the simplicity of this says it all. Like, this isn't a big production rock video. It's very simple. I thought it had kind of a country sound in the beginning, so that was kind of weird. I think the opening line establishes a nostalgia but somber tone, like a nostalgic but somber tone, and it acknowledges that while time has progressed, it hasn't necessarily brought clarity or peace like oftentimes time does. But the phrase times are strange, I think that really suggests feeling like the world is moving on in a way that feels unfamiliar or unsettling. Like he's returning to this place of emotional safety, but feels like the person has changed. And while it references Mama, that could be a literal mother, for sure. I don't know much about Ozzy's backstory, so you guys can probably really school me on this if this really is meant to literally mean mom. But I think it could also be a metaphor for comfort, for familiarity, a symbol of acceptance, of forgiveness, of inner peace. So there's a lot of things that Mama could symbolize, but there's also a recognition, you know, of trauma, of hardship, of growth in these lyrics. And I think that there's the reflection of the classic hero's journey motif, but with a lot more emotional baggage, if that's even possible. I know that the heroes always have their own baggage, like just think of Odysseus, but I think that there's more emotional depth than we would normally expect from that hero's journey.
But I can't stand to say goodbye. Mama, I'm coming home. I could be right, I could be wrong. It hurts so bad, it's been so long. Mama, I'm coming home. Selfish love, yeah, we're both alone. We're right before the fall, yeah. But I'm gonna take this heart of stone. I just got to have it
feel horrible for pausing again so quickly, but that you made me cry, you told me lies. But I can't stand to say goodbye. Sorry, I had to reference the lyric there. But I can't stand to say goodbye. I think this line really reveals the classic trauma bond, like when someone hurts you, when they lie to you. But the idea of leaving them is still unbearable. I've been there. How many of you guys have been there? I feel like most of us have been in that situation, and he's acknowledging harm, but also the powerful emotional grip that this person has on him. I could be right. I could be wrong. It hurts so bad. It's been so long. I think that this is the voice, this is the narrative of someone who is just completely emotionally worn down, just completely emotionally exhausted, someone who spent too much time trying to figure it out, trying to see if they were justified in their pain or their misunderstanding of things. I think the confusion itself at that point becomes a source of suffering. So there's the original feelings, but then there's also the confusion that is bringing on this additional source of suffering, and it kind of shifts. And the talk of selfish love, and both being alone, I think that that really shows that despite being together, they were emotionally isolated. They were yearning for a deeper emotional connection, for a real connection. And then the ride and fall is obviously the high before that inevitable crash. So like when you're in this situation, you feel euphoria, but then you're going to crash every time. And finally, we have the Heart of Stone reference, which is a little more obvious. It's just emotional numbness, or a protective shell that we build from being hurt, from being let down, from being disappointed by this other person.
I've seen your face 100 times. Every day we've been apart. I don't care about the sunshine, yeah. 'Cause mama, I'm coming home. I'm coming
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt the guitar riff because I've learned, okay? I've learned my lesson. I've been yelled at enough. We're gently redirected. But I noticed the symbology of the doves, and I just wanted to acknowledge that the doves usually symbolize peace, so I think that there's a symbology there. The cross I'm really conflicted about, because I think that it can be a symbol of comfort. It can be a symbol of resurrection. It can be a symbol of so many different things. So I'm thinking that it's moving toward a peace, a rebirth, that kind of imagery and symbology. But I'm not quite sure how to take the cross just yet, or if it's even really relevant, if it's really something that we're supposed to be focused on. I kind of feel like because it's one of the few symbols, one of the few things here that we're supposed to focus on it more, but I'm just not quite sure how to take it yet.
and you drove me out, yeah, you had me hypnotized. Lost and found and turned around by the fire in your eyes. I've seen your face 1,000 times. Every day we've been apart. I don't care about the sunshine, yeah. 'Cause mama, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming
say that the cross is a salvation of sorts. I like at the end that you see him getting out of the car. He's taking the flower from the little girl. I'm not sure who the little girl is supposed to represent, but like I said, I didn't really think that mama was necessarily literal. So it could just be that coming back to the child's self. So I'm gonna go over a couple of things in the lyrics, and then I'm going to watch part of his final concert. So I think that I've seen your face 100 times, and every day we've been apart. I think that this really reflects the concept of emotional object permanence. Even in absence, the connection persists, and this is something that children don't necessarily have as much as adults. You don't get that when you're an infant right away. So it's something that we get as adults. And I think that it can intensify over time, that emotional object permanence can really intensify over time, where it gets harder and harder to be away from the person. It may also, I think, hint at a rumination, at intrusive memories, at things like that are common in unresolved relationships, I say relationships, I don't necessarily mean romantic relationships, just interactions, connections. But I think that not caring about the sunshine, that was really what said so much, because sunshine typically represents positivity, clarity, all those bright and chipper things. And those are the good things that are supposed to make someone feel better, right? But if you are in the state of depression, it's like the beauty of the outside world, the passage of time, the potential of happiness elsewhere, it really all just like pales. It seems so far away. It seems like it's unattainable, and it seems to pale in comparison to the deep internal pull that you're feeling toward that person that you left behind, or that left you behind. And I think the final "Mama, I'm coming home" there, I think that because of the double repetition, when he says it twice, I think that really adds finality, it adds certainty. It's no longer just this conflicted musing, it's more a declaration, right? And after all the blame, after all of the pain, the ambivalence, he is saying, I'm done running, I'm coming back emotionally, spiritually, maybe even physically, like how he's actually returning there. That's what I took from it. I think that this whole song really could be interpreted through the lens of anxious, preoccupied attachment, that there's this emotional turmoil, pushed away, but still being magnetically drawn back. The bond, I think, is painful, and the detachment feels really impossible. And as someone who has been in very emotionally abusive relationships, very toxic relationships, I can completely understand that dynamic. The bond is painful, but that detachment really does feel impossible for a variety of reasons, be it because there's blood, if it is a parental figure or something, it can feel like, well, I can't leave them because I owe them something for bringing me into this world, or for being my family, for being there for me. Or in the case of a partner, they might have torn you down so far that you rely on them, that you feel like you need them. So again, mama might not just be a person, she could be just a source of nurturing to him. It doesn't necessarily mean mom, but I think coming home could symbolize the integration of the fractured self. So like reclaiming the parts of himself that got buried in the trauma, the heartbreak, just life's hardening process. Like as we get older, we all kind of harden over time. And I think that this isn't just a song about going back. I think that a lot of people could take it that way, and maybe I'm totally off, but I don't think it's just a song about going back. It's about this universal human desire to return to something pure and safe and whole. And that's what mama represents to me, whether that's a person, a home, a version of the self before trauma and time changed us. That's what I think. So that's my interpretation of the lyrics. I'm gonna pull up this clip and just watch a clip of the concert so I can kind of get the energy that you guys are getting right now, so I can feel that a little bit more.
get this gig going for me, you know. My wife worked her ass up for a year to get it all organised. And a guy called Tom Morello, who organised all the bands, people like that, you know, make concerts happen. And I don't know what to say, man. I've been laid up for like fucking 6 years. And it's so, you've got no idea how I feel. Man, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And unfortunately, we come to our final song for the ever. I just want to say to you on behalf of the guys in Black Sabbath and myself, that your support over the years has made it all possible for us to live a lifestyle we live. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. I love you, we love you. Go fucking crazy, last song!
I love how it just shifts.
Come on!
Just, yeah, get it. Oh my god, I can't imagine. Well, the Prince of Darkness is finally in a position to go take over hell, and that's how I like to think of it. That's the canon in my head, is that he just went and took over hell, and that makes me happy. I can feel the energy, like, I don't even have an emotional connection to Ozzy, and I can feel the energy. I was starting to get emotional. It just wraps you right into the, yeah, rock the hell on, man. He just reached that I don't effing care status. That's the sign of a true legend, when they just reach that I don't care, like, I'm here and I'm showing up. I heard that he had gone off his medication and stuff for Parkinson's so that he would be completely cognizant for the concert, and I can't imagine, you know, how frightening that was, how uncomfortable that was for him. But the fact that he got up there and he did this concert weeks before his passing is honestly like the most rock and roll thing I could possibly imagine. I think he honored everybody that loved him by getting up there and giving everyone a proper goodbye. He knew. You could tell that he knew. I think that he totally knew that he was on his last breaths, but he did what he loved until his final breath. He honored his fans until his final breath. And let's be honest, you know, he was off, you know, it's not like he was on top of his game. It's not like the vocals were like they were at the peak of his career. Even I know that from the few things I've listened to, but it doesn't matter because he showed up. He still rocked out. He still got the energy up. And like, I am feeling energized right now. I was feeling kind of sad going into this because I understand how upsetting it can be when we form parasocial relationships with rock stars or pop stars or actors or whatever, YouTube creators. We form those parasocial relationships, and it can be so hard. And just having done One More Light for Chester, I was already in that mindset. I'd filmed that a few days ago, and I was in that mindset of, oh God, it's so hard when the fandoms lose their heroes, you know? So I was going into it with that real, ugh. And even listening to the song, I was feeling a bit anxious just for everyone else, worrying how everyone else is taking this right now, because he was such a legend, such a star, and I can completely see why, even if I didn't really grow up with him, if he wasn't part of my journey, I can see that. So I went into it just going, oh gosh, like, I feel so bad for everyone. And by the end of it, he has me just going, yeah, rock on, man, rock on. Like, you rock on right through the pearly gates, or right down through what the iron gates? I don't know what gates are there between our world and hell, but I really think that he's gonna go take over. He's gonna have to fight my dad to take over hell. So I am really glad that I got to have this opportunity today to just hold space with you guys, give you guys a chance to have that safe space to go to. I know that you guys have each other in the fandom, but I always just want to offer, the safe place to go without judgment. I know there can be a lot of judgment. I actually had a therapist tell me when Jester passed away and I was talking to her in mourning about it. She told me that that was inappropriate. And I sent her a very colorful email afterwards saying, it's not your job to tell me who to mourn. It's your job to make sure that I'm doing it in a healthy manner. And obviously, if you knew anything about your field, you would know about parasocial relationships and how common they are. And my whole point for standing up to her was I didn't want her to do that to someone else. And she actually emailed me back and had really apologized for being so abrasive with me and for not holding space for that. So another reminder to stand up for yourself. But good, bad, and crazy, make sure you're sharing your mental health stories here in the comments. That's how we shatter the mental health stigma, is by talking about it. And if you are really struggling with this, know that you're not alone. There's a lot of people right now that are struggling with this. It happens every time a star goes out, that light goes out, but we can keep that light going by honoring these people. So let's do that here in the comments. Let's share what Ozzy's music meant to you and share what how it played into your mental health story. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this, even though I didn't grow up with it. It's still an honor to be part of this with you guys. And I will see you again real soon. Mwah.